Hey, also, what's up, everyone? It's not just Average Joe. So, I have another unit that I think is complete in Subsequent Inheritance, the build the way I want it, and that unit is going to be Nowi. So, Nowi, if I go to the hero merit list, see, Olivia and Azama are kind of exceptions because I don't actually use them to attack, but you can see the three units I've invested the most in are Minerva, Noe, and I have Effie here. So I talked about Effie in an earlier video, so I'm just gonna talk about Noe because she's one of my favorite units. Give me 1 second. So I've used her a lot, so she's had a lot of SP thus far. The set I have, Lightning Breath, is a given. Rally Defense, it's okay. I mean, I want it to be SP efficient. I don't want to grind for more SP. Moonbow, I'll talk about it later. I gave her Fury 2 because the Fury 3 is way too much of an HP reduction for me. Swordbreaker and Threat and Resistance. So the reason I have Moonbow is because the Lightning Breath increases the skill cooldown trigger. So the only other skill that I would probably give her is Reprisal, and Reprisal works well in conjunction with Fury. However, I don't have extra Reprisal units because the only other ones are Kagero, and I figure I figure that the Fury +2, the stats, gives her just enough to not be outsped by a majority of the units because a lot of them are in the 30 to 33 range, and 28 makes a +4 is a -4 difference, so she lives. And she doesn't. Her HP reduction is not too much. My Noe is a -HP plus defense Noe. Probably one of the more ideal ones. I'm trying to think of the ideal one. I mean, looking at her stats, I would prefer having the speed the way it is and having a minus resistance either on the speed or minus resistance for attack. I'm not really sure, to be perfectly honest, what the ideal IV is, but I would probably say minus resistance for attack. Minus resistance for speed allows her to be more defensive and allows her to take hits. So, with that out of the way, I think I explained Fury already. This gives her a +2 base stat total, and it increases her attack, defense, resistance. But the key is the speed, so she doesn't get outsped. Since speed has a defensive purpose as much as it has an offensive purpose, this is important. So she can take more hits now, and she won't get doubled, which is one of her weaknesses. Barring any, because she's an excellent unit in terms of stat distribution and stuff. So yeah, the speed is more for defensive purposes. It has really no offensive purpose because she's not doubling anyone, which is why I gave her the Swordbreaker. Now, statistically, you're most likely to face a sword unit because the amount of sword units in the game is crazy, especially and red units in general. But you can count the round red mages in your hand, so the rest of the red units are sword units. Yeah, so this helps her, and this also is important because even without the Fury, as long as Noe has the defense +3, I don't know if she needs it actually, because she has the weapon advantage. Falcon actually doesn't one-shot her. The same with Corrin, and the only problem was if a Falcon user attacks Noe, then she's like greatly reduced in HP, and then you have to deal with everyone else. So the Swordbreaker. So that's why I gave her Swordbreaker. This is another reason why you gave her Swordbreaker, because the only two units that are effective against dragons have either Falcon or Naga, and Naga is green, so Noe cannot inherit anything that has to do with green enemies. So I had to give her Swordbreaker, and you know, on a statistic basis, it's really good because a lot of units have it, and it really protects her from Falcon users because she can double them, and they don't have a follow-up attack on her because that's the key. She's slow, so she gets doubled a lot by pretty much all the Falcon users. So having her have the Swordbreaker allows her to not only double the user but prevent them from having a follow-up attack as well. So, and then the Threat and Resistance works in conjunction with Fury in a certain sense because their attacks are lowered, and Noe is a perfect it's a really good unit to kind of leave in range of another unit as long as they're not green. Have her counter attack, and have their attack and counter attack, initiate movement, and the turn resistance allows her to a lot of times kill that unit, right? Um, so she's great for that. She's great for taking hits. So yeah, that's everything. Yeah, in conclusion, I kept the lightning breath. Rally defense just there for SP efficiency. I don't really know what else would I give her. Moonbow there for because of the lightning breath effect. Reprisal also works. I gave her Fury 2, not Fury 3 because of the HP loss. Swordbreaker and the Turtle Resistance. So that's my set. Thank you for watching. I'd really love to know what your sets are if you do watch this video, because I'm just one person. I'd like to hear what other people have done for their sets, especially when I'd say a lot of us will have more unique Nowis than the others. So, some may have different IVs, and then they alleviate it in some a certain way. Some people can really go crazy and have Nowi as their waifu, which in my opinion a little bit questionable depending on your age. And then I just want to have good new ideas and all that sorts of things. Yeah, so that's everything. Thank you for watching, and later days.